Hello, students. As you know, I have already started the second chapter of your book, Constitutional Design, with you people. And in the last video, I have discussed the constitutional democratic development in South Africa. In here, I've mentioned about Nelson Mandela and for the charges of treason or, disapproving the policies of government or going against the government, the established government, he had to go to jail in Robben Island for 28 years. And I've also discussed with you people the apartheid, the system of racial discrimination on the basis of race, uh, the dominant, like there was white minorities dominance. All right, white, they were less in number, but they dominated the black. All right, and they put labels that as you are black, you are less or you are inferior to us. All right, and I have also discussed how segregating policies they have adopted. Like there were two separate, you know, hospitals, there were two separate schools for white and black, cinema halls, everything was separate. All right, and I've told you that apartheid, the system was started in the year 1947 and it continued for 1989. All right, and this was the condition. The churches were different, everything was different. All right, and what was the organization that fought against this policy? It was African National Congress. This was the umbrella organization. All right, and towards a new constitution. All right, what happened in 1994 on the midnight of 26 April 1994, the new constitution. All right, the new constitution was framed, or you can say, democratic South Africa was born. Okay, democratically, the policies were set up. Okay, and after the emergence of the new democratic South Africa, black leaders appealed to fellow blacks to forgive the whites. Let's just forget everything and let's just join hands and be together and create a new world for us. Right, and they said, let us just build a new South Africa where everyone is equal, all the races are equal, women, men, all are treated equal. There are social justice to be given, human rights to be given, and the party that ruled through, oppression, or the party that was oppressed. Okay, the party that was oppressing and the party that were oppressed or who were facing the domination or the discrimination, they all came together, they sat together, and they draw a common constitution for all. Okay, and the journey started, and after 2 years of discussion and debates and a long discussion, and they came out with the finest constitution of the world. Okay, and they gave rights, they gave freedom to the citizen of the country, and they also decided in the search for a solution to the problems uh, through the constitution. Okay, that everyone will be together and they will solve all the problems together. Also, there is a preamble. By the way, what is the meaning of the word preamble? Preamble meaning introduction, or you can say interface, or the first part of the constitution that describe like what is the content of the constitution. That's a preamble. Okay, okay. Then we'll go to the next topic of the chapter, that is, why do we need a constitution? All right, why do we need a constitution? So South Africa, it is one of the best way to explain that why do we need a constitution? Because here you could see the oppressor, like who was dominating, like the white, and the oppressed, the black. In this democracy, were planning to live together as equals. So, in a country where two different or two distinct groups are, agreeing to a certain basic principles or they are, accommodating or cooperating among themselves. So for that they need a constitution, because tomorrow you don't know, whatever happened in the past, this could be repeated. Okay, so they need a proper document, they need a proper uh, documentation, or a proof or a limiting document which is there forever. Okay, so they had fears. So in order to limit their fears, in order to safeguard their interests, the black majority, they were keen to ensure that the democratic principle of majority rule should not be compromised. Okay, and because they were the majority, all right, and they wanted some social and economic rights. So constitution was a way through which they want to protect themselves. They wanted to overcome their fears. The constitution was that document. So white minority was keen to protect also. So the population white that had migrated, or you can say that has settled in South Africa, they wanted to protect their privileges too, and whatever property they had acquired. Okay, so both the groups, they had negotiations among themselves, they had talks, uh, but after so many discussions and all, they came to a compromise. Okay, the white, they accepted that the majority rule should be there, and every person will get one vote. Okay, they also agreed to accept some basic rights for the poor, even, and also the workers. They agreed that majority rule would not be absolute. Absolute meaning complete. No one is going to completely rule. Everyone will work on the principles of equality, social justice, where everyone will have a fair chance to participate in the decision making. Alright, they agreed that the majority would not take the property of the white minority. Okay, because white being the minority, they had fears that black will take over their property. So in the constitution, they have agreed that none of the properties will be taken over. Okay, even whites, they were denying certain rights to black. That was also given in the constitution. All right. So constitution highlights what? It highlights a cooperation. It highlights the unity among the people of the country. Okay, just not simply a document, but this document highlights the main basis of unity in diversity. Okay, and the only way to build and maintain trust in such a situation is to write down. Simply, if you are uh, enemy to someone, okay, for a long time of period of time, you're just an enemy to someone, and one day you are shaking hands, or you are just forgetting all the bad relations that you had. Now you want to have good relations, but you still have those fears, no, inside you, that you still doubt the other person. So in order to limit the doubt, in order to eradicate the doubt, you agree on certain principles and you want to write it down. So that is constitution, one aspect of constitution, you can say. So to put aside all the grievances, to put aside all the problems, they laid down certain rules, and this was written. Finally, these rules decide the right of the citizens. Okay, and this rule work only if the winner cannot change them very easily. Yes, so if someone, one day if one becomes a ruler, and you know he wants to be despotic, meaning he wants to control and change the constitution in his favor, that cannot be done. Okay, constitution should not be changed according to a person or a personality who is in power. Okay, constitution should change, but how it should change? According to the changing society, it should change so that it fits the people. It should accommodate the people's need, not for the leader or the ruler who is in power. Okay, now constitution making is not unique to South Africa. Okay, every country has the diverse groups of people. Now everyone is having a unique constitution. Okay, and their relation may not have been as bad as the white and black in South Africa. Okay, because not every country will have this racial discrimination. Every country has its own past, and on the basis of their past, on the basis of their mistakes, they have learned something, and on the basis of that, they have prepared a constitution. Like in India, you know, we are going to read about it. Still, Indian constitution was written after when India was on the peak of independence, like in 1946, they have started writing the constitution, and whatever mistakes or whatever lessons they have learned in the past, we could see in our constitution. Okay, but all over the world, people have differences of opinion. Yes, yes, people are different. No two individual is same, so different opinions are there, different interests are there, so many people they have come together and they have contributed in the writing of constitution. Now not just to government, any association, any organization or any club, everywhere you will find there are differences of opinion. Okay, but they have certain basic rules. Like in your locality you can find any club, any sports club, any recreational club or any dance club, uh, any club, any governmental or political club. There you will find rules, there you will find certain regulations which is written down. That is a constitution. So just like that, our country too need a constitution. Our country too needs certain rules to be written. So thus, a constitution of a country is a set of written rules that are accepted by all. Okay, in a territory that is accepted by all, and it is supreme because it is above than any dignitaries of the country, be it president, prime minister, any member of parliament, any minister, it is, or any bureaucrat, it is above to any of the personalities. So how does a constitution helps? First, it generates a degree of trust. Yes, a degree of trust among the people and coordination among the people is very necessary. And it specifies how the government will be constituted, how a government will be constructed, how the members of a government will be chosen, who will be the member of this government. Everything is written in the constitution itself. And it also put down limits, because once you become the member of government, once you have the power, then what can happen? You may misuse your power. So in order to limit the misuse of power, we have certain limits on the constitution. And fourth, it expresses the aspirations, like what do we expect our country to be. Okay, creating, because we aspire our country to be a good country, a good society where everyone is happy, where everyone is free, you know it's just that. So all countries have constitutions. Okay, but it is not necessary that the countries which is having constitutions it is democratic. It is not necessary, but all countries that are democratic will have a constitution that is definite. All right, many countries are there that says that we are not democratic but we have a constitution. Why? Because we need certain rules to be followed. But a democratic country not having a constitution, that is not possible. Okay, and after the war of independence against Great Britain, America gave themselves a constitution. Even after the revolution, the French Revolution, people approved a democratic constitution. All right, so this is it. In the next video, I'll cover up the next coming topics. Okay, so thank you, all of you.